Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Destiny. I'm Eddie the Chump, and today we're going to talk about one of the things that's my absolute favourite things to do in Destiny. Not just in Destiny 2, but way back when in Destiny 1. And that's find an off-meta gun that everyone thinks is rubbish or pays no attention to at all, which actually turns out to be super fun to use. So a quick little backstory. I've been playing a lot of Iron Banner Clash to try and get all the guns to make a video for you guys. But let's just say, Saladin wasn't that kind to me. I'd best describe mine and Saladin's relationship kind of like your mum's when she forgets your birthday. Even the engrams that I did get gave me armor that I can't use, thanks leg pieces with resilience for hunters, because you know, hunters don't need recovery either. Now the good thing about all that wasted time and frustration at how slow Clash can actually play is that I got bored and I tried using other guns other than the meta devils and any hard-hitting scout that I could find. And in doing so, I came across this gem. What is this gem, you ask? It's called the Halfdan-D, and it's an auto rifle from Hake. Now I'm sure all of you are trying to figure out just how bored I was to turn to a Hake auto rifle in pure desperation, because we all know what Hake translates to when put into English. Yes, that's what I thought too. I have to say I'm not the hugest fan of auto rifles in the first place, but this one really surprised me. So what is the Halfdan-D? Well, it's a slow-firing, high-impact auto rifle, which means that it shoots at 360 RPM, which is a lot slower than the current meta auto rifles like the Uriel's Gift or the Number, which fire at 450. Now this is just a personal preference thing, but particularly on PC, I actually really enjoy using the more punishing weapons, like the slower rate of fire hand cannons, and even the scouts if I really want to challenge myself. So immediately this gun has that going for it. However, nothing could prepare me for how this gun actually performed. Before I go into raving about how good it was, I do have to note one thing. This gun is a medium range monster, just like most auto rifles. It doesn't have the range of a Uriel's Gift, and it does require you to hit all your shots. That's why I call it more punishing than the others. Because if you're hitting too many body shots or just straight whiffing, you'll die in every duel you take. However, if you don't miss, and you are hitting people in the head, you'll be doing 25 damage per hit, which made it feel to me like an auto rifle version of the Antiope. Yes, I know that 360 RPM is a lot slower than the Antiope's 600 RPM, but the speed of the melt factor is what made me think of that. It also looks and feels and controls like an ACR from COD, so I automatically think it's cooler. But that's not the only reason why I think it's good. The perk setup is uniquely dexterous. By standard, you've got tactical mag, which makes it slightly easier to control and gives you a slightly larger mag. In fact, the magazine of 35 is more than ample, but what makes it even better is that its special perk is Outlaw. Now when you use this gun, you will want to be aiming for the head all the time, not only to get the most out of Outlaw, but to melt people as quickly as possible. So they kind of play into each other. I found this gun to be very stable, very fun to use, and capable of killing people surprisingly quickly. If you go up against a scout or a good pulse at range, you will suffer, so you really have to play around its strengths. Also of note, it's not very good from the hip. Thinking about the gun more critically, despite me having fun with it in Crucible, the perk setup on it does make it even better, because if you don't take tactical mag, you can take armor piercing rounds, which I actually think is an underrated perk for the following reasons. Kinetic weapons are terrible against shields, and Destiny 2 has this gameplay loop where you have to swap out to your energy and then back again, and if you've got a really good energy weapon, sometimes it can feel like, what's the point in doing that in the first place? Surely I should just use my energy weapon as often as possible. Well, that's where armor piercing rounds come in. It does the opposite. It makes you capable of using a kinetic gun against shielded enemies without suffering too much of a damage drop off against shields. It's not as good as an energy weapon, but it's a lot better than a straight kinetic gun if it didn't have it. As such, with Outlaw and armor piercing rounds, this gun is incredibly fun and reliable to use in PvE. You'll melt through targets super quickly, and its slow rate of fire and large magazine makes it really good for taking out just about anything. If you like using auto rifles in PvE, I would give this one a second chance, or maybe even a first chance if you've never used it. Much like a lot of guns in this game, it's probably just instant dismantle material for a lot of you, but I'm telling you, give it a go. It is really, really good. Thinking about Crucible more in depth, this gun really rewards you if you're very, very accurate. If your shot's not on, it's not a weapon I would try and use, particularly against hand cannons at close and medium range. They will tend to delete you if you miss too many shots, and explosive rounds and high cal do seem to knock its shot off. but if you can manage that correctly and manage the distance that you get in engagements, you can actually do super well. It's one of those guns that surprises people. It robs them of time in a gunfight. They're used to having a certain amount of time to duel you, and if they're not careful, this gun will just erase them. With that said, you shouldn't use it on maps that are largely played around huge sightlines. It actually performs okay further out than you might think, but at extreme long range, it's pretty much as useless as a hand cannon is. Now there's one more factor to consider, and that's the difference between how the gun performs likely on console versus PC. I'm playing on PC, so mouse aim I think really helps this weapon out. On console you might lose out to other faster firing auto rifles that are definitely meta. That 450M archetype is very good on console, partly because of the aim assist, but also because it's harder to evade with a controller. You can't change direction as quickly as you can on PC. So if you're looking for a weapon that's slightly off meta but a lot of fun to use, I would absolutely recommend the Halfdan-D. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. Be sure not to instantly dismantle it the next time it drops for you. And in some ways I guess I should be thankful for Saladin dropping me hardly anything that I wanted. I would have never tried this gun out otherwise. If there's any other dark horse gems that you want me to try out and make a video about, leave me a suggestion in the comments below. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another one of our videos again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in good company. And finally, please follow the Your Destiny Twitters where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.